So let's get into genetic diversity for today's video. And I wanted to go into genetic diversity because we all have our own skin colors, tones, cultural backgrounds, experiences that make up who we are as people. Now, this is really important to kind of go through because I have a very skewed audience towards multicultures, and especially coming from a place like New Zealand, it's very multicultural, and the wider world is going that way. Like, you can look around yourself at any point in time in any town and you can see that cultures are becoming more and more multicultural everywhere. And there's set cities that actually have more of their population, like for example in China, but the bigger cities, the bigger districts are becoming more and more multicultural. You could put this to the US, LA, etc., the bigger towns, more multicultural than ever. So, San Francisco being a big one, right? So, that's important to understand because this is the way the world is going. And you push it with robotics, you push it with humanoids, and where this is going, and you see that there's like a recipe for a lot of customization, a lot of differences in us, as well as how we are with robots, but also how we interact with each other and how they're going to look, feel, function, and go towards in the future. Now, what I mean by this is things like culture, right? And this is what I'm talking about in terms of diversity. Now, let's go simple, just to kind of hone in this point. Skateboards, right? White people from Santa Monica, right, created the skateboarding fad. And let's go into another example, which could be hip-hop, right, which was created in Compton, the streets, pretty much, in LA, right? So, my bad, I might have that a bit off, but you get what I'm trying to say. Hip-hop was created in the streets, skateboarding was created in the streets, but again, they're different cultures kind of coming together and molding it into something that is mainstream for everyone to culturally diversity come together and do it. You understand my drift? So in terms of the future, this is exactly where it's going. Now, I don't mean just hoverboards and different forms of music or hip-hop that's like mumble rap or whatever it is. I'm talking about diversity in terms of how we choose to operate as people in a given society and what becomes popular culture in the wider world. Now, of course, Americanized culture was what took over in the past, but we could see this going towards a type of, best word for it being probably robotic type of, not electronic, but cyberpunk type of future. Now, this includes things like fluoro colors. You guys know what I mean, like your bright pinks, your bright yellows, your bright greens, your bright colors, and certain types of fashion that are more functional but also capable of making a statement to other people. Now, this includes things like customization and changing your skin color pigments, etc., and eye color and augments, etc. And this sounds like a crazy dystopia future if you look at it going forward, but it's actually something that's very, very likely in the coming future, depending on which way we go with this whole robotics, AI, and cultural influence and integration going forward, right? So it's funny to think that a lot of people like Elon Musk will be at the forefront of this, but it's very unlikely that they'll be creating the cultural influence that shapes us and with what we wear, with fashion, etc. And the funny thing is, even models in Milan, or whatever you want to call them, won't be doing this either. It'll be the people on the streets who are literally functional, and they kind of create different forms of cultures, just like skateboarding was created by people on the streets and hip-hop was as well. And these will become the popular culture that we'll go forward with in the coming future. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section. This is the way the world's going, and I just gave a sigh because it's something where human interaction comes together and integrates something new that creates popular culture for decades to come, but now we're integrating with another species, so to speak, that we're programming in the same way to create these fads.